I'm Rasnades. I'm from Brum, just like Triller Jermaine. You might know my face on the music game, but right now I've jumped in a podcast game. Keeping it real, that's the aim. With no rumors, no hearsay, just real life guests. Vibes in a way, and all of the hot topics in the U. This is the reasoning. Come have a reason. This is the reasoning. Let's have a reason. This is the reasoning. Come have a reason. This is the reasoning. Let's have a...
Greetings, people. Them right now, you're watching the Reasoning Podcast, and I'm your host, Rasnado. Mad. There, man, we're finally here. Trust me, it's been a long road. You get me? Tell them, C. You get me? Big up C4, cameraman. You get me? Editor, everything. You understand? All right, productions. You know what's going on. We're in the building. You get me? Big up Made in Brum Studios. You know, so you get me for the space, and you know, so we're working, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Boom. So today, we're just gonna touch on something light, nothing too heavy. You get me? Today we're gonna touch on something that's I don't think's really acknowledging society how it should be. You get me? Sorry. You get me? And it's perception. You see me? And perception's everything. You understand? Perception's everything. So, for instance, then, the way we've done up this podcast, it's not been easy, people. It's been a long road. You know, I've had bare ups and downs. As you know, if you've watched the Sinners podcast, I've went back to prison and that, had a mishap, learnt my lesson. So, you know, regather my thoughts and get back on. And I've come back out. This is what we're doing. Zimmy. And, you know, put a lot into it. As you can see, the signs, everything, because perception's everything. You get me? So I want to give the viewers something worth watching. You get me? And I've been in this little podcasting now for a minute. You get me? You probably see me on Sinners podcast. Big up Speedy and them man over there, car. They've definitely helped me. You get me? And I've noticed that a lot of the podcasters now, it's getting a bit out of hand now. So people ain't being mindful of the content they're putting out, basically. That's what I'm saying. You get me? So, for instance, you got Sinners Podcast, but Sinners Podcast is Sinners Podcast. So I expect to see the content, what it says, because they're telling me that's what it is. But then there's a couple of podcasts out there, what kind of, you're sending mixed signals. So you're kind of like on a conscious thing, but then you know, you're getting your wires crossed and you're sending mixed messages out to the youth them. Because that's what I'm here for, the future generation. You know what I mean? And I feel like this podcast, the Reasoning Podcast, is called The Reasoning for a reason. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Because although I'm going to have guests on here and certain things, it's going to be more not me questioning them and, you know, it's going to be more of us reasoning and speaking as people about life. Because this is what the reason's about, music, life, and culture. Because that's what I represent. You see me? That's what C represents. You see me? So that's what we're going to be doing. You know what I mean? So we're going to have some good guests in the future, believe me. You get me? We're going to have some good discussions, topics. You know what I mean? We're going to try and keep it as sensible as we can. We're going to try and make it always make sense. You know what I mean? And send the right message out there to the people. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So today's perception is everything. You get me? And it goes, we've all been through it, you know what I mean? Like, there's lots of scenarios, you know what I mean, where you be misjudged by people because of how you look, but really your intentions are different. You get me? But if you had certain things, for instance, if a man is wearing a Rolex, if you're wearing a Rolex, yeah, and you're going to certain rooms around certain people and you're wearing a certain watch and you got certain clothes on and, you know, and your mannerisms are good and it's more than likely, yeah, you're going to make a connection with one of these people. You know what I mean? And whatever you're searching for in that room, like networking-wise, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it because of how you look and how you come across. You know what I mean? Like you'd be very, very surprised, like what something like a timepiece can do, or you know, like a nice pair of shoes, or you know, a nice suit. You'd be surprised what it can do. You get me? So yeah, perception's a very big thing. It's a very big thing. You know what I mean? That, you know, it's a tool that, you know, you need to understand it because it can take you very far in life. You know what I mean? And the way how you put things across to people, like I was saying with the podcast, the way how you perceiving things to people, you have to be careful in what you're doing and be mindful because a lot of people are watching these things and they're taking these messages and it's sticking in their head and some of them are even living it out. So you have to be careful what you're doing. You know what I mean? Trust me, it comes across in a lot of ways. I see it every day, even like with the youth, them on the roads. Let's get into that now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good youths out there. There's a lot of youths out there ain't got no manners, bro. You know what I mean? Manners have gone out the window. You know what I mean? We wasn't raised like that. You get me? Manners don't cost nothing. When I was a little boy, you think I could talk certain way and go on a certain way? My nan would box me up. You get me? When I see people, when people come into the house, I say, good evening, Mrs. So-and-so, or good afternoon, Mrs. So-and-so, or auntie or uncle. You think I could just say hello, or I get a box. You get me? But it's carried me a long way because when I get into situations and I need help of people or, you know, I have people on my side. You get me? Because of my manners. Always say thank you, please. You get me? We used to go shopping with our nan and carry the bags back with our nan and all them things there. Or see an old woman and we used to jump out the car, carry her bags. You get me? Just the other day, I seen a woman was walking. I know her still. You get me? It was raining. I had my son in the car and we're driving and I need to go somewhere. And I said, you know what? I seen her, you know, it's raining. She's struggling with the bags. And I said, you know what? U-turn. I was going past, I was about to just get off and I said, you know what? U-turn. Boom. Brakes off. U-turn. Went back, picked her up. Give her a lift to where she's going. You get me? Because you'll get blessed like that. You get me? That's how you get your blessings. Your overs. That's how you get your blessings and you can move forward in life. You get me? When you live good with people. You get me? And I think a lot of the youths, they don't understand that. You get me? And through these series and these episodes, we're going to go more into it. You get me? Into like the families and that and the homes and non-existent fathers. And don't worry, this is just an introduction. I'm just showing you what the reasoning, you know, we're reasoning. It's just me. But when we got guests and we got people here and you're going to see, we got some good people with some real life experiences and stories to share with you. Yeah, to make you understand you can do anything. You can be anything. You get me? You can achieve anything. You know what I mean? But yeah, right now we're staying on topic. Perception is everything. You know what I mean? It's everything. You got to be mindful. You know what I mean? There's lots of angles we can dig into it. Trust me. There's another big one. What I've noticed what a lot of people don't do these days, not sticking to their word. You know what I mean? If you're going to say you're going to do something, do it. Like I said, this has been a roller coaster. You get me? See, we'll tell you. But we're here because we stick to our word. You get me? Big up Speedy because he's been getting on to me. When's the podcast starting? I don't want to hear nothing. Nah, you're slacking. But I needed that. You get me? Because certain times I go into my shell and I will slack. You get me? So, yeah, we're here now, man. The Reasoning Podcast, man. Trust me, live and direct. Bringing you nothing but the good stuff. You get me? Real topics of real people. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Trust me. But yeah, man. The youth them on the streets. That's what we need to, you get me? It's the youth them we need to protect, fam, because they're lost right now. You get me? There's a lot of things going on right now and it's terrible. You get me? The youth them, they got no love. They don't know about love. They don't know about God. They don't know about nothing. You get me? They're lost, caught up in the materialistic world. Yeah? They worship materialistic objects and items. You get me? They don't know about love. You get me? And humanity. You get me? Trust me. And the real reason why we're here. You get me? No spirituality in them. Nothing. You get me? You know what? I can sit here and go on like I'm preaching, but I was one of them too, so I know where they're coming from at the same time. You get me? But I've had to go through life experiences, yeah, like prison and certain things to get me to a certain point, yeah, where I said, yo, I don't want to do this no more. You get me? I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to live like this no more. I don't want to put my mum through this heartache no more. I don't want to see my mum crying coming on visits. I want to be there for my youths. Because that's what it is when you're doing these things. You're out there. You know what I mean? People have to come on visits to cost money. You get me? You girls to come on visits with your youths and that. She has to bring the youths up there. They're coming on visits. They have to come regular. It's just mad. Forget even the money part, just the traveling, the effort. It's like a whole day trip just to come and see you. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, it's not good. Absent in your child's life. It's just, trust me, it's a mess right now. And I'm telling you, yeah, it don't take much to change. Everyone just needs to slow down and see what go on. The world's already mashing up. We can see all the stuff, all the politics, all the Russia, Ukraine, the World War III business. We can see the eradication of money starting to happen. We can see it. They're coming. So we have to wise up, man. We have to wise up. We have to wise up, fam. You get me? Once again, perception is everything. How we see things. It's always going to go back to my subject. How we see things. You get me? How we deal with things. You get me? Because life ain't easy. Life ain't easy. You'll buck your toe. But guess what? When you buck your toe, you have to keep going and going and going. And each time you learn and learn and learn and grow. You get me? Because you're never going to stop messing up. None of us are. We're going to mess up every day. 20 times a day. You know what I mean? It's by you learning. You get me? And are you taking opportunities? When that one opportunity does come, are you taking it? Because I'm trying to take my opportunity right now. C's trying to take his opportunity right now. We're trying to do this thing properly. You get me? And bring this real material and content to the people, them. You get me? So yeah, man, trust him, man. Like I said, we got a lot, man. We got a lot coming, man. We got a lot coming. You know what I mean? Just stick with us. You know what I mean? Reasoning Podcasts. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? We're going to be working. Because that's what it's all about. Work. Your work ethic. Gotta work, bro. You get me? Nothing don't come for free. And nothing don't come easily. You get me? Anything you want and anything that's worth anything, you're going to have to work for it. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Like I said, I'll go back to it again, putting together this. It was hard work. When I came out of prison, I had this vision in my head from in my cell. I had this vision in my head from in my cell that, yo, I want to do this podcast thing. You get me? I could see it. You get me? I've got the paper here now. This is the paper with the podcast, with the topics, everything. This is the paper right here. Reasoning Podcast from prison. You get me? And I had more, and I said, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. You get me? And big up Chop Shop as well, because I'm not going to lie. When I was in a can, I was getting onto the podcast thing anyway, and then when I saw their thing and they're from Brum, I was like, yeah. These times Akeem wasn't even with him, he was a Chopper, and I said, yeah. You get me? And then also, when I came out, for me to even get on this influencer thing, they was the first people to say, yo, float, chew, and boom, bam, bam. So, big respect to them. And when I saw that, I said, yeah, give me even, you know what I mean? And I got out. No, worked and I've done what I had to do. I saved up my money and I brought my equipment and my things. Everything in here we own. You get me? So, cameras, you got C's camera, C's lights, you got my 2 cameras, you got my lights, my backdrops, everything, signs, everything. You get me? So it took time. You get me? It ain't been easy. You get me? It's money and time. You get me? And effort. You get me? And patience. But we're here, man. We're here, man. Trust me. We're here, man. Here for the people, man. Like I said, it's here to spread a good message. Real messages and real topics to the people, them. You get me? Yeah. This is just an intro. It's just an intro to let you know what we're coming with. You know what I mean? So yeah, people, we're going to leave it at that for today. You get me? Like I said, it's just an intro to The Reasoning, Season 1, Episode 1. You get me? We'll be back soon. Some more content. We'll update you. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Follow us on Instagram, The Reasoning Podcast, and also on TikTok, The Reasoning Podcast. And just keep updated, man. Got more. See what guests we got coming. You know what I'm trying to say to you? It's going off, man. The Reasoning Podcast, man. Love, man. One love to the people, then.
This is the reasoning, come have a reason. This is the reasoning, let's have a reason. This is the reasoning, come have a reason. This is the reasoning, let's have a reason.